I don't care to set world records. Play games for fun, dude.
I'm a psycho. I play hundreds and hundreds of hours of these games. We talk about a lot of weird things on this podcast. What is up, dude?
Yo, what's going on?
You want to tell everybody what you're laughing about?
Yeah, I'm just laughing at you guys in chat, dude. It's got Wuhan fried bat. Name made me laugh, dude.
His profile picture is a little too small for me to see, but it looks a little bit like a KFC guy.
Yeah, dude, if you click it, it's a KFC guy. It's pretty funny, man.
All right. He's a member, dude.
Hey, thank you. Yeah, he is a member. Legend.
Supporting member of the channel. Thank you so much. He does only have the... He's got the gray badge, so he probably... It's just 1 month. What's going on, guys?
Yeah, it's happening.
This one's gonna start a little bit slow, but I'll give you... Well, let's start with a story. But before we get to that, I'll say hi to everybody. Who here is in chat? We got Random Dude, obviously. Samuel and BSD. DS Awesome is the third one here. Spoona. Who else? Benjamin, what's going on? Certified Shitbox is here. Hellcat is here. Nibiria is here. Bates is here. Wuhan is here. Iron, what's going on? How are you? Let me scroll down. Who else said hello in chat? Mr. Dragonfly, good morning. I'm a Keltis here. What's going on, man? How are you? And Bones, how are you doing? Beck is here. Beck says, buongiorno. Hopefully I said that correctly. Did I say that right? Dude. It just made me think of Bon the fuck jour. Dude, why is that so funny to me? I don't know. That's like an American thing, I guess, right?
Yeah.
I want to say that to people, dude. Like how I say goodbye to everybody in chat, like you know, catch you easy. No, just Bon the fuck jour. Beck, how you doing, dude? Vote is here, of course. Hellcat, what's going on? Kree is here. What's going on, man? How are you? Hageki? Is that how you say it? Hageki? How you doing, man? Cokers? And Chubby is here. Oh my god. That was that's so stupid in my mind. I don't know why that's so dumb. It's one of those things you just like read online. It's just a meme and it just sticks in your head and it's just fucking hilarious. Anyways.
Shake the type of guy to think I'm Mexican by saying grassy ass. True.
I mean, my Spanish is not that bad. It's okay. It's okay. But anyway, I got a story for you. We also have this another sponsor of the podcast, which is the same sponsor as every week. So here we go.
What do we got?
Roto Wipe is here. Yep. One size fits all brackets. White housing matches most toilets. A 1/6 horsepower motor. You get a whole sixth of a horsepower.
Right.
Right. Black rubber drive belt. Urine resistant sealed bearings. Just so you guys know, they are resistant to urine.
That's insane, actually. Yeah.
I mean, I don't know why urine would be back there at any point, but
it's like if you're, you know, when you're just going pee, you just walk in, you're standing up and you're peeing.
Right.
It's like target practice. There's something in your toilet, you're peeing on it.
Listen, if there's a wheel this direction in my toilet, I'm peeing at it to make it spin.
At it to make it spin.
100%. I'm paddle wheeling that 100%.
That's why it's pee resistant.
Right. That makes sense. Okay. Now, see, we talked our way into it. It's got soft touch bristles. You can save up to $284 a year on toilet paper. It's probably more now because toilet paper is very expensive. So there you go. That's the sponsor. Thank you, Roto Wipe.
Roto Wipe, dude. Ever since I installed my Roto Wipe, I've never, been happier. It's just, I thought the bidet was the way, and then I got the Roto Wipe soft touch bristles, and shout out to Roto Wipe. Listen,
my butt has never been cleaner. My toilet lid has never been dirtier. So
exactly.
Roto Wipe it is for me.
Roto Wipe for the win.
Shout out to Roto Wipe. I have a link in the description for Amazon. All right, let's get into this Texas shit that just happened to me literally right before the podcast.
Yeah, you told me before you went live, like, I got some shit to tell you, so let's hear it.
It's
dude.
Texas shit. That's all it is. And I feel like, so this place that I live in currently is a little bit more Texas than when you think about like the popular places in Texas. Like I'm in Texas, like really Texas.
Right, you're in Texas.
I'm not in Austin, you know. I'm not in Dallas. I'm in Texas. Anyway.
Right.
So we're just like chilling on the couch. It's almost bedtime for the kid. And Stacy stands up and she looks just directly out our front door across the street. And what does she see? A 20-foot tall fire in my neighbor's backyard. 20 fucking feet, these flames. I'm not even joking. They were almost hitting the tree. They were as tall as the house. The house is like 2 stories. It was the biggest fire. She just, like, her jaw dropped. She's like, and she had no idea what to say. I was like, what? And she's like, there's a fire? Our neighbors are burning something?
You gotta see this.
So I get up and take a look, and sure enough, 20-foot fire directly across the street from our house. And I'm like, do I call the police? Like, what do I do here? And this is the thing, am I too Californian to live where I live? Like, is that the thing? Like, is it me? Is it me, or is it just, don't fucking light a 20-foot fire right across like in your backyard?
Did you go across the street and ask him what's up?
No, I didn't ask him. Here's the other thing.
It's you. It's you.
This was the most Texas thing I think that has happened so far this year. Okay, maybe there's last year, maybe some other crazy Texas. This one is the most one for us this year. And then the second most Texas thing just happened right after the fire. As we were watching the fire, we're like looking outside, like hoping it doesn't catch a tree on fire and embers go everywhere, and hoping it doesn't catch the neighbor's house on fire. As we're watching the fire, a cop drives by very slowly, and I go, oh, good. The police have been already called by another neighbor. I don't have to do it. And so they're driving by very slowly, and then they keep going.
They said, they got it under control.
Yeah.
It's fine.
And they said, it's okay. And I was like, what? Like, you can see it from it's over the fence, bro. Anyway,
yeah, that's crazy.
It's a weird ass shit, dude. I live in a weird place. I'll be honest with you.
Yep. I don't know. That's pretty funny. I would have asked them. I would have like
knocked on their door.
Like, hey, you guys know your backyard's on fire? Like, just to see. And they're like, oh yeah, we're doing this. Be like, oh okay, you guys, everything's good. Like, you guys are okay. I'm like, all right.
We could
my
see
neighborhood catching on fire, dude.
We could see through the, like, it's a wood fence, but there's like little, you know, you can see through it somewhat, and it was a pile of branches or sticks or stuff, furniture, whatever. They were just getting rid of stuff, right? Which
they just had a burn pile.
Yes, which I immediately started Googling. I'm like, is this even something that you can do? Like, is this legal, basically? Because I don't want to be the guy who's like, there's a fire, and it's the cops are like, what the fuck is your problem? You know what I mean?
Exactly. Yeah.
So, but at the same time, like, I have a 3-year-old. I don't want my house on fire, which I feel like is a valid concern at some level. So I start Googling, like, okay, is this what's the law with regarding fires, right? And it turns out that you can have a fire on your property to get rid of whatever, burn, you know, you can have a burn pit is basically what it is. And the rule, though, is that it needs to be 300 feet away from any other structures. Like, it doesn't say necessarily your structure, it just says other structures. So I think, like, they will allow you to fuck your own house up, but don't fuck up everyone else's house. Like, that's kind of the rule, right?
Right.
And I think that's pretty Texas. That's, you know. Anyway, it's not 300 feet from the neighbor's house, and those bitches came out like it was the 4th of July. The whole family stood on the back porch and just watched it. The neighbors to them, which is on the other side.
Right.
They're just watching. Like, this is fucking great. Someone lit up a 20-foot fire, and now we have some entertainment that's not Fox News tonight. And it's just like, where am I right now? This is crazy. Anyway,
No, dude,
that's my fucking story.
You fit in. I think you fit in right, dude. It sounds good. It sounds awesome, man. I think you got to get your own burn pile going and like one up them. Like I think you should go for like a 25-foot fire.
Yeah, I need to.
Yeah.
So what's interesting about my property is I have like some space. We could do a burn pile probably, and be fairly safe with it. And I have a lot of trees on the property, so we have a lot of like fallen branches and sticks and things like that. We could make a significantly big fire if I wanted to.
I think right, and then
call them
on their door and say,
like,
call them, and say, hey,
fuck you.
Yeah, hey, your fire.
Look at my fire.
Your fire was some pussy shit. Like, go to their neighbors and be like, oh, you thought that was cool? Come check mine out. Like, you're gonna give us 10 minutes. You're gonna want to see this, guys. Like,
I don't know, dude. It's weird, man. It's a weird place, man. It's a weird place.
Yeah, it is. That is crazy. I don't think you can do fires like that over here where I'm at.
No, definitely not.
Like you can have like a fire pit, like like a regular little campfire sized fire in your backyard.
Yeah.
But you can't have like a burn pile. If you're actually burning stuff, like you're in trouble.
So this is the thing. I've seen lots of burn piles out here. I've seen it in people's backyards. Never have I seen a fucking fire. It's always just like embers. There's never a fire. It's just embers, and people are just slowly burning,
slowly adding stuff to it.
Exactly. And it doesn't get out of control. We've driven by it a million times. It's never a fire where I'm like, that could spread, or that could hit that tree, or that could hit the neighbor's house. I'm not even joking. The backyard was like, you remember my backyard when I lived in California?
Yeah.
It was half that size, but the fire was 20 foot tall.
Right. So it just looks like the side of a mountain over here every summer.
Yes, it looked like someone parked an old car in the backyard and lit it on fire.
Oh yeah. Yeah, it's crazy.
Whatever. It's crazy.
You use a lighter in California and you get tackled by 5 officers. Pretty much, dude.
Yeah. Nothing like a nice fire from your large deck. Exactly. So I don't know. You might be right. I'll consider it. I'm gonna have to do some convincing. I don't think Stacy wants me to light any fires anytime soon.
You're worried about a fire, and I'm like, just make a bigger one.
Make a bigger one, right? Closer to my house, bigger.
Right. Show them up, dude. Like their fire sucks. Sound like it wasn't that big. Sue them, Benjamin said.
That wouldn't work. I told you. The cop drove by. He didn't give a fuck. He said, oh, that's a nice fire. Good for them.
Oh my god. That's pretty funny, dude.
Anyway, crazy shit. My neck of the woods.
Yep, that is pretty crazy. I got nothing like that going on over here.
No, that would be crazier. It's crazy here. It was crazier if it was in California.
Someone had a huge fire in their backyard.
Yeah. If there was a huge fire in someone's backyard, they would be arrested that day in California.
Right. Do you have any idea what you could have started?
We haven't cleaned the forest in 35 years. You understand the danger you just put everyone in?
LA.
Yeah.
Like we just Look what you're doing.
They took fire ass too seriously. The funniest part was seeing the neighbors, because literally everybody was out. Like they're like the mom and dad, and then there was some like a kid running around. It was like this event.
It was an event. They made an event in your neighborhood. That's kind of nice.
Yeah. I should make some cookies and drop them off on their door. Thanks so much for the fire event.
That's kind of nice, dude. The whole neighborhood was like, yo, look at this.
It's so stupid.
Were they concerned, or were people just like, wow, like, oh, look at that?
They didn't look concerned. They were standing there. I mean, they're far enough away where I couldn't really see. The people were far enough away I couldn't see their expressions, so I don't really know.
They might have all been doing what you were doing, just like, let's just see if this gets out of control.
Yeah, it could have been just watching, like, okay.
Yeah.
They were close though. They probably were standing close enough to be able to feel the heat, I would say. So maybe like 20 or 30 feet. I'm telling you, the backyard wasn't big. It's small compared to. I have a picture actually. We should show the fire. Hold on. Check this out. So I'm gonna send this to you so you can see it, and then I'll show it to the podcast. Let's see.
Anybody know when the new summit goes up next week?
So this is it looks, the picture I sent you, it looks like it's close to a tree because it is. But here's the fire.
I think it's fine, Stacy.
Okay, so that's like, it's raging, right? So the flames got all the way up past this, like past this tree. That's insane, dude.
Yeah.
That's crazy. That's a crazy fire to have. You can see it like leaking all the way out, like it's this big.
Yeah, it looks, you can see on the sides of the fence, like it looks like it's wider than where the flames are coming up at the top.
Yes, it is. The base of it was very, very wide.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah. Anyway.
That's pretty nuts, dude.
Just nothing like a little bit of.
Oh, I see what you're saying, Stacy. Yeah. Make sure you're not leaking anything, any information.
Oh, no, I didn't.
Yeah, it's just a picture of the fence
It's
with
the
some
fence.
flames.
Yeah, it's the fence. Yeah. Rookie numbers, you can do better. New album cover dropped. Exactly, dude.
Yeah.
That'll be the next thumbnail. Anyway, should we get into some actual video game news instead of this crazy Texas shit?
Sure, we can try to talk about it. See what happens.
It's fine. We can talk about food if you want. It doesn't matter to me.
Just kidding. Yeah, these some video game news.
Yeah. Ubisoft. Let's start with the Ubisoft story because I feel like that's the most relevant to everybody. By the way, before we get into this, I've decided to do something random and off the cuff tonight for after this stream, and I wanted to make sure everyone who's here knows. I'm gonna have a mini tournament tonight.
Oh.
In Motorfest.
Mini tourney.
A mini tourney. And it's gonna it'll be for grand races, and I just bear with me tonight because I don't know exactly the format, but I have an idea in my head. I'm gonna try to see if we can make it work. It's not going to be for anything other than a Discord role. We'll give away a Discord role, and it'll be one that's like separated so you can kind of see like, hey, I was part of that mini tourney.
That's pretty cool, dude. The super secret tournament, dude.
Yeah, super secret. I literally just thought of it as I was walking to my office. Like, yeah, let's do a mini tournament tonight.
The OTT, off-topic tournament.
Off-topic tournament. There we go.
You only know about it if you were here.
If you were here, then you know. Or if you join that stream at some point.
or if right after this it's a different stream that says tournament.
Right, then you'll know. Also, regarding tournament news, I'm gonna hold off on announcing the big one, because the next big one, because I want to see what happens with the mid-season update at the beginning of May. I want to see if they make changes. They did release something today. Let's see what it says. It says 2 weeks ago today, we ran a survey to find out what you guys thought of the Saturday Grand Race special days, and you gave some amazing feedback. Want to know a little more about the survey results? Question mark. Click out or check the thread below. So basically, the survey stats: 690 players responded. That's weak sauce. That's fucking weak. Just so you guys know, 690 responses. You guys, that's bullshit. And I know everyone here, all 60 of you guys that's watching this podcast, absolutely filled out the survey. But for everyone else that didn't, that sucks. Because you guys, we all complain together. You got to give them the feedback. Okay?
Right.
690 players responded. The survey ran for 5 days, and they posted on the official crew Discord and subreddit. I don't know how that's a stat. There's no stats here. It says survey stats. The only stat is 690 players, and that the survey ran for 5 days. Is that a fucking stat? Is that a stat?
Technically, that is statistic. Like,
what? You ever see like a stat for like an NBA player, and they're like, they've been alive 787 days. You're like, whoa.
That's true. Yeah.
That would be like a 2-year-old, by the way, an NBA 2-year-old player. 700 days. Anyway, your suggestions. This is what we suggested, all 690 of us. Different times and weather variations, more vehicles available, and various modifiers throughout the day. I'm glad they put that in there, because that was my biggest one.
Their survey was very strange, where they had their suggestions and were just like, do you like these suggestions? And then at the end there was a box like, what else should we know?
Yeah.
Where it wasn't really like, you guys wanted all this. It was like, these are what we're offering.
Yes.
You know what I mean? That's the way the survey felt when I filled it out.
Right.
It was like, do you want the all-day modifier? Like, what day works best for you for the all-day modifier?
Right.
And it's like, I don't want it. Like,
right.
If you had to pick a day, list the days in order of the week on, starting with the best day.
Right.
And it's like, it doesn't matter. Like,
I know. I know. I think they have their ideas and they want to know in what way would we best receive them. That's kind of how it is. Valvey, thank you so much for the $5 dono, man. Turns out there was a ramp on the right side of the building, says Valvey. So I heard that as well. Someone else left a comment on the video on the speed trap this week that there was a ramp, excuse me, on the side of the tournament.
Yeah.
If
I didn't know anything about that.
I didn't either.
I just drove it straight, dude.
Yeah.
And then I was watching your summit guy and you're jumping, trying to hit some staircase, and I'm like, I'll take my 250 miles per hour. I don't care.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, if you do good enough on the other events, you don't need it. But I think for like the summit guide specifically, I had to hit it because I should have actually, what I should have done is shown the difference in points. You know what I mean? From straight to that, just so that people can make their own decision. Cause it was kind of a pain in the ass, dude. It was a pain in the ass. Random Dude says, if Grand Racers are going to be the main source of PvP for the foreseeable future, IVT needs to at least add 10 new routes every seasonal update. 10 new routes. That would be difficult. That would be difficult, Random Dude, because we're not getting new map. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So like they're very limited on what types of routes they can run, because they don't allow the players to create their own stuff, and they've already used a lot of the roads, right? There's not that many roads on Maui. What they could do is add a lot more rally, because Maui has a lot of dirt roads. There's so many dirt roads, it feels like they don't get used. It's crazy. I do think, though, a lot of those dirt roads are designed for aesthetic and just what it looks like, rather than actual racing. And I think when you start to race on some of that stuff, you're like, damn, this would suck to race on, I feel like. And they probably came to that conclusion too, which is why we only see certain roads get used, you know? Design the map better. Design your map, please. You built a whole island, and you made dirt roads that just look good. Yeah. Can you please do something better? Yeah. Anyway, so that was the results of the feedback survey. I don't know where I was going with that, but oh, I was talking about the tournament. So yeah, so I'm not gonna announce anything about the next tournament until May. Yeah. Well, DS Awesome says I'll donate $50 to your off-topic tournament for a cash prize. So DS Awesome, that if you want that to be the case, you're more than welcome. You do not have to. It's going to be a train wreck, because I literally just thought of it just now and I don't know how to run it exactly. So we're going to just figure it out. If you want to save that for maybe like the next mini tournament, you can do that, or you can do it tonight. It's up to you. But if you're going to donate it, don't do it through YouTube, because they take 30%. Do it through the website. Let me scroll down. I think I missed a bunch of chat. Are there dirt roads in the bamboo forest in Maui? Should be part of Grand Race. Oh, there are dirt roads in the bamboo forest. Yeah. It'd be nice to see that for sure. So anyway, I'm waiting till next month to do another tournament. I just want to see what happens with the mid-season update. It sounds like they're going to make a few changes to something, maybe to the modifiers. And if they go to a more like scheduled type thing, then I will be able to run a tournament a little bit better. But if I plan something for May right now, and then they change things, it just throws me off, and it throws off all this stuff. So anyway, what happened? Technical difficulties?
He's saying no technical difficulties. I think. No question mark.
No. No?
No? Technical difficulties in my trigger streams? I think he added an extra question mark in there on
I don't know
accident.
what's happening, but I'm lost.
I think you're good, dude. I haven't
Alright.
experienced anything. We're fine, dude.
I think it's been okay. I don't see any drop. Oh, maybe we got a little drop frames, but that was like a long time ago. It was fine.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, let's get into this Ubisoft thing. This is related to... I wish this wasn't this. What's going on here? This. Oh, there's an ad. All right, we'll wait till the ad goes away, and then I'll put the screen up here. So, yeah, Ubisoft got sued, actually.
Mm-hmm.
Let me change the screen. Ubisoft's The Crew lawsuit insists that we do not own the games we buy. So if you guys are not familiar with the story, Ubisoft is being sued by a couple of gamers that are doing this over the Crew 1 being taken offline. I don't really understand what their claim is, but it says that Ubisoft has insisted that buying a game doesn't give players unfettered ownership rights. First of all, unfettered, I don't like that word. I don't know why, but it pisses me off. Because what is fettered? Do we currently have fettered ownership rights? Like, what is that? Because this one is, we're looking for unfettered.
Unfettered.
Yeah. So our rights are fucking fettered right now? Is that what's
Whatever
happening?
that means, yeah, dude.
Anyways, we don't have unfettered rights to the game. We are only buying a limited license to access the game. And I watched a little bit of a video from Black Panther on this, and he was saying how basically that's how all media and software is written in the rules. Like the fine print is all of that. And basically all media and software, when you buy software, you don't actually own the software because the company that made it owns it. You own a right to use it,
You
a
own
license
to use it. Yeah,
correct.
I know that for sure. For like with the Adobe stuff that we use for like editing and things like that, like
Yes.
we're purchasing a license to use the product.
Mm-hmm.
I never thought about that with like games though.
Yeah, me neither. Yeah, because forever games have always played without having to be connected online. I mean, for a long time. Now it's the tables have turned where almost every game that comes out is actually like it pings the servers. It's always online. You have to be online in order to play the game. And that's because the internet is more widely available. Like in today's day and age, the majority of people have access to the internet. If they're playing a game, whether it's on PC, console, whatever, they have access to it, usually. Now, that's not always the case for everybody, but because of that, game developers are now designing these games around that as a system. But the thing is, I guess we've never really owned the games before.
Right.
Anyway, the Megacorp's comments come as it sought to dismiss the case brought on by two unhappy Crew players who took the court to company for shutting down its original racing game last year. 2014's The Crew is no longer playable, as we know. No version of the game, whether it's physical or digital, or even if it's already owned, can be bought and played in any capacity with the servers going dark. So obviously there's, what is it called? The Crew Unlimited is working on, I think it's a faction of people working to try to get some servers online so you can go back and play The Crew again. So that's like a community driven thing. And obviously, I don't know how legal that is or not, but
yeah, I don't know.
That doesn't work for PlayStation and Xbox. I mean, that's only going to be PC for sure.
I think there's similar stuff with that for like old Call of Duty games.
Mm-hmm.
I think there's like some community driven things where they are basically like emulating the servers so you can play like old like Black Ops 2 and Modern Warfare and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Like online player lobbies. So it's probably some similar.
Yeah, Random Dude says, never does Ubisoft mention owning The Crew 1 is a license and not an actual thing. So I don't know what the truth is there. What I do know is that lawyers don't work for free. So I don't know what the situation is between these two players and the lawyers, but these lawyers are going to get paid for investigating this, usually in a spot like this where they're going after a mega corporation like Ubisoft. They are doing it not for like the retainer fee from these two unhappy gamers. They're doing it because there's potential to make some big fucking money, and with a big settlement, right? So I see that these two, from my perspective, I think these two guys have somewhat of a case. And if it's not a real case, they at the very least have the ability to put social pressure on Ubisoft so that Ubisoft cuts a deal. Because I think when it comes to like big corporation lawyers and situations like this, the big corporation would rather just pay to make it go away than to actually have to fight it out in court. Because if they do fight it out in court, there's always a chance they could lose. And it's in this situation, it's two unhappy gamers who are going to be seen as like, you know, the victims basically, and then the mega corporation is exactly that. It's a mega corporation. So if it goes to like a civil trial and there's a jury involved, who's the jury going to side with? It could be the gamers. So I think more than likely these guys are going to end up settling a suit. I don't think the case will be dismissed completely because there is some, in my opinion, there is some sort of wrongdoing in this whole situation, and that is that things are not clear. Like when you buy a game, at least I thought this until all of this kind of came up. I thought when you bought a game, you own it. Like when I would go out and buy a Nintendo game, which obviously never happened because I was a kid when it was out. When my parents would go out and buy a Nintendo game, I thought I owned that game, and you could put it in your Nintendo. You could take it to your friend's Nintendo. It would work. You didn't have to have internet connection. It just fucking worked. You had a copy of that game. So
correct.
For my entire life, I thought I owned the games, and then everything started going digital, and I thought, man, this is so much more convenient. I don't have all these freaking discs. I don't have to worry about my little brother scratching them up and then having them not work. And, you know, all this, like, digital felt so convenient to me. But then with a digital game, you have to have an internet connection to verify that you have a license to play that game. So then that became a thing.
At the very least, download it.
And that to download it, yeah. So, yeah. It became, the world got, like, really confusing really fast when it comes to games. And for me personally, there's a part of me that wants to care about this. Like, I want to care about this, but I don't ever find myself in a situation where I'm like, damn, I can't go back and play that game. Like, I
feel the same.
You know? I don't know.
I can't think of a game that has been taken, like, away, like, you know, server, like, completely shut down, that has, like, affected me at all, where it's like, damn, I really wanted to go back and play that. Or, like, a game where I was consistently going back and playing and now I no longer can. It's never happened to myself.
Right.
All the games that get shut down or servers get taken away or whatever, it's games that I don't play anymore anyways.
Yeah. So it's funny, they said the gamers also provided images that depict the activation code for the racer that clearly shows that it does not expire until 2099, which they believe implies that the crew would remain playable during this time and long after. So yeah, so the activation code itself doesn't expire till 2099. That does a little bit imply that the game would be accessible, right?
I think so.
And it's not. They allege that
found the loophole.
They did. Yeah. Or the pitfall or whatever. Plaintiffs allege that they purchased the physical copies of the crew under the belief that they would be obtaining unfettered access to the game in perpetuity. Plaintiffs also take issue with the fact that Ubisoft did not offer to create an offline single-player option for the game, otherwise known as a patch when it shut down. It's funny. That's a weird way to write that. otherwise known as a patch. If you don't know what a patch is, here's a link to our Wikipedia page. What the fuck are they saying? This is IGN, bro. We know what a patch is. When it shut down the Crew's servers in March of 2024, Ubisoft's lawyers wrote. Let's see. So the essence of the plaintiff's complaint is that Ubisoft allegedly misled purchasers of its video game, The Crew, into believing that they were purchasing unfettered ownership rights in the game rather than a limited license to access the game. But the reality is that the consumers received the benefit of their bargain and were explicitly notified at the time of purchase that they were purchasing a license. So they're arguing, obviously the lawyers are arguing that the Crew, that Ubisoft actually stated that they were only getting a license, and the gamers feel like they did not see that statement. That's kind of this is kind of where it stands, I guess.
Yeah.
So I don't know, man. Like I said, I support the movement. I feel like it is something. I don't believe that we should be forcing these companies to let us own the games, and I don't feel like the companies should be taking advantage of people. I think it should be an equal rights, equal opportunity situation. So the company that makes the software should go, here's the software that we just made. You want to play this game? It's going to cost you $50, but you're not going to own it. You can just play it. As long as we support it, you can play it. And then the gamer's job is to go, that looks really fun, I want to play it. Here's my $50. Thanks for the license. Or, I don't really feel like I want to do that. It doesn't look that fun. You guys could just shut it down at any time. I don't want to do that. Right? Those are the options. That's the scenario that we should all be living in. There shouldn't be fine print. It should be right there, clear as day. Everyone should know about it. And then everyone should make their own fucking decisions. That's what I want. I want everyone to just know the situation and make a decision.
It's just thinking of it that way, though. Like, if they were just to put it out there, like, hey, you're only buying a license to this game, I feel like it just immediately halts everybody from wanting to pay for it.
Sure.
Even if you know, like, even knowing now, like, we're like, hey, like, we don't own these games, we're just paying for the license. If they just flat out say it, like, hey, this is just a license, we can shut the game down whenever.
Yes.
It makes me feel reluctant to pay, $60 for a game, because it's like, what if this only lasts a month?
Yes.
And then it's gone.
Agreed.
Something like that.
But
so unless there's some sort of agreement where they put it out there, like, it's going to last a minimum this long. We're supporting this game for a minimum 2 years, 1 year, whatever. Like, let you know up front. Like, the very least is how far we're going. Hopefully we go further, but this is what we're doing. This is the price if you want to play it.
Yes. So not to get too into like markets and things like that, but I'm generally a free market guy. I believe that you vote with your money and you pay for things that you're okay with, that you want to buy, that you feel is worth the amount of money that you're paying for. So let's say that's the situation. Let's say Ubisoft's like, hey, here's the Crew 27. It's worth $50. It's a license. We can shut it down at any time. And then players are like, nope, I don't feel comfortable buying that because you could shut it down tomorrow and you're just going to take my $50 and run. Obviously, that's not going to be the case. But if that's the thought in someone's head, don't buy it. And then the situation is fine. What isn't fine is for that business now has to think, oh, we have to tell people up front that this is just a license, and those people are telling us they don't like that because they're not buying it. So now we have to figure out what's another thing we can offer that's of value so that they buy the game. So then you go look at, okay, now games start to get made better, in my opinion. That's what happens. People don't buy games, then they have to make something better to make them buy it. So I agree with you. If you have that reservation, don't buy it. Just vote with your money. If you don't like it, don't buy it. Stop buying online games. Stop buying games that are online only. Stop buying digital games. Don't download anything. Just buy all physical media. Save it on a hard drive somewhere, and don't support any companies that you don't agree with their practices. That's how you do it.
Yeah.
But I don't think people That's a really difficult thing to do in this day and age. And I don't think people want to go through that pain because they want to play The Crew. They want to play the next Forza. They want to play the next Gran Turismo. They want to play it.
Right.
So then then just buy it and play it, bro. I don't know. I don't know. I feel like it's definitely up to everyone to make their own decisions, you know? I just want it to be clear. There can't be funny business. That's the part that bugs me about this.
Right.
I'm not on one side of the fence or the other with this. I just want it to be clear. And I don't think it has been. And that's why this particular case does get under my skin a little bit, because I don't think it's been clear. Because I personally didn't even think about it. I just thought I owned all my games. Like, yeah, I bought that game. I should be able to play it. But I didn't really think about it. And now finding out that that's not really the case with pretty much all digital media, it's very, I don't know. It's very frustrating that it's not upfront. It needs to be upfront. And this is kind of what I was going to get to this, this new law that was enacted in California. I think, was it last year or just went into effect as of January, I think. But Steam is one of the things that was affected. Now has to include an upfront warning to customers saying they're buying a license, not a game. The change to that requirement came from a law signed into, or a bill that was signed into law by Gavin Newsom, and it forced all digital marketplaces to make it clear to customers when they buy media that they're buying a license only and not a game. That's a good step. That to me is good. It's up to them to do what they can to sell as many copies of something that they can, and it's up to us to decide whether or not what they're offering is worth it.
Yeah. I agree.
I feel like in my rant, I missed a lot of comments. I have no idea what you guys are saying, but I want to read through them.
Yeah, I saw something the other day about in the EU there's currently a lawsuit going on where they're changing laws in gaming with regarding microtransactions.
Okay.
Something along the lines of, there was some horse game, some game where like you race horses and you buy different horses.
Okay.
They got sued because they're selling their in-game currency. And it's the same as like any other game where, like, say you want to buy this horse, it costs 300 currency. The smallest pack you can buy is 500.
Okay.
You know what I mean? And so somebody sued, like, oh, it's unclear. Why can't we just get the current amount? Whatever. And there's some lawsuit going on currently where they're trying to make it to where you have to be able to buy an exact amount of in-game currency, and the in-game currency has to be directly tied to your in real life money. So like, instead of it just saying 300 coins, let's say 300 coins equals, and then in parentheses it'd be like $3 or like 500 coins, $5, like whatever it is.
I'm good with that,
because essentially they're like ripping up, because you can't buy anything for 200 coins,
right?
But you have to pay for the 300 coin item. You have to buy the 500 coin thing, and
then you have 200 left over,
right. And then they're overselling everything, trying to just scam you out for more money. But essentially is what the lawsuit was. It's
that practice is so. This reminds me of something else. I'll go on a little bit of a mini rant as well, but that practice is so like psychological and predatory. Like, it's the fact that people learned how to trick people into spending their money. And I read this article recently about Starbucks, and it was very weird. I found it on Instagram. It was drawn out bunch of fucking, I was on the post forever, because you know how you can post like 27 photos. I was just swiping, like reading this whole thing about Starbucks. Anyways, apparently Starbucks, the way their system works is you can buy money, Starbucks stars or whatever, not stars are the rewards, but you can put money on your Starbucks account, and you have to do it in denominations like 10, 20, whatever. That money sits there. Starbucks collects the money, and then you get to use it whenever you're going to get a coffee. You can buy a coffee, and there's always some sort of weird little balance left over. Like, it's never the same amount as the coffee. It could be more or less or whatever, but there's always, like, you know, you spend $10 and you buy a coffee for like $6 or $8, and then you have $2 or $3 just sitting there. Starbucks is taking that money and investing it like a bank. So they take the leftover balances of all of the people that buy this money on their Starbucks app, and they invest it and make themselves a fuckload of money by doing it. They're basically operating like a bank. So a bank, you put money in your savings, and the bank uses that money that's in the savings to invest it to make more money. That's why they pay you interest on your savings. So Starbucks does this with all of their money, and they're making a killing of it. This feels like the same thing. And when you have money on your Starbucks card, like let's say you put $50 on your Starbucks account, you don't think about that $50. You've spent it already. Right. So then you just go gone. And you're just buying coffees, right, left and right. It's like whatever, you just go, and so you're drinking, you're consuming more, right? So this is just another predatory tactic that these mega corporations, these huge businesses have figured out how to psychologically trick everyone into spending more money, into buying more things, and then they just make some more money. Like it's very money driven. It's very annoying. It's very annoying in this space though, in the gaming space, because gaming has always been like this very creative place, and it doesn't feel like creativity is the thing driving games anymore. It's been money for the last maybe decade, I would say.
It's probably been about a decade where everything just kind of seems lower quality and everything's just money.
Yeah.
Pretty shit.
It's unfortunate because it leads to less good games. Like that's the reality. It's less good. It's like it's this dumbed down version of what the gaming industry used to be. And I don't know. It's frustrating. I want creativity. I want new shit. I want to see an idea come to life, you know? And I think that's what's kind of driving the smaller publishers, smaller games are doing better, because they're driven by creativity rather than profit. And the bigger games, the AAA games, AAA studios are doing worse because they're driven by profit.
Yeah.
And the creativity doesn't get to flourish. I don't know. Random dude says, I want to own the shit I buy with my hard-earned money. What about your What about your soft-earned money?
That's true. What can we do with your soft-earned money?
Buy plushies.
Stop Killing Games is going to make it harder for me to release online-only slop.
If they didn't shut down The Crew, what would they do? Waste more money on a game that people are barely playing. If they were legally bound to do so, they would have. Like if we had a law in place that made them at the time give players access because that was the law. If you sell something like that, you have to give them access for a certain amount of time. Then they would have had to do something. But because they weren't legally obligated, they didn't.
Yeah. I don't know. Like I said, that's the Crew situation in general, just the whole situation in general. I feel for the people that go back and play these games, but me personally, I'm fine with it. Like, for personal reasons, I'm never going back and playing The Crew 1. Right. I didn't play it when it was alive. So I'm not going back and playing that. Other games that have been shut down, I don't find myself going backwards playing older games.
Yeah.
And that's just a me thing. I know a lot of people do. That's a lot of people love that. They go back like nostalgia reasons, or it's just like I've always loved playing this game. They go, I want to do another playthrough on this. This is my favorite game ever.
Yeah.
A lot of people do that. I'm not that person. I'm always looking for something new, and I rarely ever go back and play an old game.
Me neither. The thing is, I don't think this will affect me personally at all. Like just like you said, I don't think any of this will affect me, because I don't find myself ever wanting to go back. I'm much more looking forward to whatever the next thing is.
Exactly, same.
But I just want it to be clear. I believe that in a business interaction, which is exactly what this is, we are customers, they're the business selling something. In a business interaction, everything, the terms of the agreement should be clear. That's it. Exactly. That's the bottom line. If it's clear and both parties agree to do something, then I think it's okay. Yes. But if it's not clear, then someone has to fucking pay a lawsuit.
Yep, and that's exactly where the problem is with it. That is the problem that I have with too. Is that you're doing this not clear. It is not affecting me, but the fact that it's scummy, it makes me upset.
Yeah, that's the worst. Random dude says he's actually surprised with my take on this, which is, I don't know. I'm not surprised that he's surprised. Like I said, I'm more of a free market guy, so I just tend to let people vote with their money. Samuel, take it easy, man. Have a good night. Hope you have a good day tomorrow.
Yep, we'll talk to you later, man. Thanks for stopping by, as always.
Vaughn Callowwood wishes Motorfest had a stance feature. Yeah, I don't think
that'd be cool.
Yeah, it would be cool. That'd be awesome.
It would be cool.
I don't think we will ever see any type of stance or any type of visual suspension customization in Motorfest. I think that the game is not designed around having your car low as fuck. Like the map clipping also would be a problem, I think. Also,
just knowing how it actually affects the driving of the cars, like just by putting like a wide body. Sure, it's not a lot, but it does affect having your wheels a little wider, does affect the way your car feels.
Yes.
So I feel like adjusting any of the other geometry of the vehicle is going to affect that as well. So we'll probably never see anything like that.
Yeah. I don't think we'll ever see that in Motorfest. It would be so cool if we could. Even, dude, here's what I would do. And honestly, I'm going to suggest this to Ubisoft. I'll send a whatever feedback thing. I think it would be cool to be able to stance out your car in the preview garage, whatever you want to call it, where you're viewing your car collection. If you could visually change it there, or like add airbags, let's say, so it drops the car to the ground, and then you could take some cool pictures of it in your, that would be dope. But as soon as you went outside, it was like back to normal stance. I would think that'd be a good compromise for this. Because I've wanted to lower the car forever. I'm like, since the game came out, I'm like, why can't we lower the car? The wheel gaps look terrible, bro.
Yeah, some of the cars, the wheel gap is atrocious. It's like, oh my god.
Yeah, the wheel materials, as Lovely is saying, is also terrible, bro. The wheel situation in the Crew Motorfest is crazy, bro.
It is crazy, and it's always been crazy. Like, why? Like Crew Motorfest, like, why are we still only on ugly ass chrome wheels? Please. I don't even put aftermarket. I leave stock rims on the car.
I never touch them.
Just because, like, if I put something else on it, it's just gonna look terrible.
Yes.
I'm like, I'd rather have my car look stock. Like, it's so sad.
Yeah. It's crazy. You know what I just thought about too? Is how last night or the night before, you were saying how Forza Horizon, it sucks because you have to put the Forza wing on everything because it creates the most downforce or whatever. It's best for the performance. I didn't realize that you also have to do that in Motorfest with the wide bodies. If you leave the car stock body, you're getting less performance out of it.
That's true, but nowhere near as much as like
the effect.
The Forza, you had to put the wing on to tune it. Like, to tune the downforce of the car, you had to put the wing on it.
I didn't think about that. You did have to do that for Forza. You had to do that to tune it. Dude, where's license plates, bro? Where are the license plates? Seriously, that's a great question. I mean, it's not gonna like keep people playing the game forever, but like, dude, where's license plates? Like, why can't I put my name on the license plate, bro?
It's a little more customization.
If there's like a few hundred people that put dicks on their license plate, who cares, bro? Who cares, man?
They're gonna go like test drive license plates where they're just pre-made. They're custom license plates where they're like, I love Hawaii.
yeah. Yeah, exactly. Exactly, dude. All right, something else crazy. The Minecraft movie has made over $500 million in the first 2 weekends.
Yeah, that's insane, dude. That is insane. It's actually crazy.
I don't think the Minecraft movie cost that much to make. Let me just see.
I don't know. I think their CGI budget has to be through the roof on that movie. They probably had like a $2 billion budget.
2 billion
that
would
high
be
at
2
all.
billion would be
Not that
crazy,
high
bro.
at all. I just said some random ass number.
2 billion would be crazy. So Google AI says it cost 150 million to make,
Damn.
and they made
Yeah, that's pretty good.
565 million dollars worldwide in the first 2 weekends. That's not full time. That's just the 2 weekends.
Are you seeing the chat?
Oh, let me
Flint
see.
and Steel coming in hot. The Nether. That's what's making the money. Is these one-liner memes from the show. People are going in, paying to see this, so they can freak out whenever these one-liners happen in the show.
I must be too old. I don't know. I don't get it. I don't get it. I haven't watched the movie, and maybe it's good, maybe it's not. I don't know. I wouldn't know. I might take the kid to go see it, or wait until it comes out and watch it. I missed the whole Mario movie shit, and Mario movie made 1.3 billion in total while it was in theaters.
The Mario movie was good.
The Mario movie was a good movie, dude.
That was a video game movie that was fire. Like, they did a great job with it.
It was so good.
Like some random dude said, the Minecraft movie is Jack Black saying Minecraft items, saying things. Flint and Steel, the Nether. Like, he's just like pointing out what Minecraft is. Yes. Like, it's okay. I watched maybe the first, I don't know. It was before the kids made it to Minecraft land, whatever the hell it's called.
Okay.
Like, Jack Black was already in there. And they showed what's his name? Who's the other guy? Why can't I think of his name? The other actor. Is that Jason Momoa?
Yeah.
Is that who that is?
Yes.
Him. It showed like the start of his little story and the kids.
Mm-hmm.
And it was so bad. I was like, I turned it off. I was like, I can't watch this. It's just fucking terrible. It's the biggest waste of time I've ever spent.
How far into it did you get, minutes wise? Like, how many minutes did you watch?
I don't know. It was maybe half hour max.
Okay.
Like, if somewhere around 30 minutes, it had to have been.
Damn, that's crazy.
And I was just like, this is just a waste of my like, literally, I was sitting there like, this is bad, and I'm just wasting my time.
I've turned off.
I'm turning this off.
I've turned off like Netflix movies, Netflix shows before. Where just like, I don't know what this is. I'm gonna give it a chance.
Mm-hmm.
I've done that before, but I can't remember the last time I didn't want to finish a movie that I started, like an actual movie like this.
Yeah.
So if it's that bad where you like turned off the movie, like, I don't really want to watch this anymore. But then again, who the fuck is watching it?
I'm telling you, it's freaking bunch
Kids?
of some random dudes going to the theater to yell Flint and Steel and Chicken Jockey.
We got to talk about the chicken jockey thing, because I have a take on this, and I don't. It might be. I think I'm old. I really am.
Okay.
So
All right.
like the chicken jockey thing's whatever, and people going crazy in the theaters, like yelling and screaming or whatever. That already gets on my nerves a little bit, that people would do that, right?
Yeah.
But I understand the cultural significance of a moment like that where everyone does these things, right? Like when a specific Star Wars would come out, you'd have like a line around the block with all these people dressed up in Star Wars costumes. I understand like the fandom of it. What I don't understand is, I saw this one video where the theater explodes when Chicken Jockey gets said. Fucking people brought an entire box of legitimate fireworks into the theater and and it was going fucking crazy all over people, sparks everywhere. Like, they literally could have set the room on fire.
Right.
And throwing popcorn and going crazy. And like, if I'm ever in a movie theater where people are doing that, my rage would be so significant that I couldn't just enjoy the movie that I paid to go see.
Exactly.
And it's driving me away from. I'm never gonna go see Minecraft in theaters. Never. I won't do it, because
imagine you spent your money to go see that movie.
Yes.
And there's like a group of kids that showed up and they're throwing their popcorn, and because everybody, as soon as that happens, everybody gets kicked out.
Yes.
The movie's over, everybody gets kicked out, and they're like, yeah, no refunds. Like, fuck you guys, you ruined our theater.
Right.
So then it's like, I didn't do that. I just wanted to see the freaking movie.
Yes.
I don't know. It'd be so insane.
It would be. I
I
hate
saw a
to
video
say it.
where a kid had a live chicken. He brought in a
How?
live chicken he had a backpack.
Ah,
He had a live chicken in there. So they're throwing their popcorn going crazy and he's holding up a live chicken. Like chicken jockey. Like what the fuck? The most insane shit ever, dude.
Random dude says he saw a video of a guy shooting a gun when Chicken Jockey showed up.
I'd believe it.
That would be insane, dude. You know how insane that would be? How people in there with kids? That'd be insane.
Yeah.
I think it's possible. I don't know if this is going to happen or not, but I think that this movie will not gross higher than the Mario movie. Mario was 1.3 billion once it was all done, when it was done with its run in the theaters, which is, a long time. I think they'll probably keep it in there for another month or so. I don't think this will pass it, even though it's already at 500 million, because I think there's a bunch of reasonable people who are seeing this online, all these insane freakouts, and they're like, I don't want to be a part of that,
Well, the freakouts are what's making the movie money, is because all the other kids are like, it's a trend. It became a trend to go and do that shit.
Right.
So the trend is like, okay, we're all gonna go and do this. When Chicken Jockey we gotta wait for Chicken Jockey.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So like they're getting their friends and they're all going to the theater to do this. Nobody's there to actually watch the movie because it sucks. People showed up for the Mario movie because it was really good and had good reviews, and everybody's like, I want to see this. And the movie was actually good.
Mario movie was great.
Yeah.
It's honestly one of my favorite animated movies I've ever seen. I think the Mario movie is phenomenal. It's a very good movie. Listen, I'm gonna watch it when it's available on streaming. I don't know if it is now or not, but when it comes to say Netflix or something like that, I'll watch it, which will probably be forever from now, I guess. But the Mario movie was great, and I hope that I can get through a Minecraft thing.
I'll have to try to rewatch it.
Oftentimes, these types of cultural movies just fly right over my head, dude, because I couldn't give a fuck. I'm so removed from the culture, dude. That's why I say things like skibbity. I don't know the fuck I'm saying, dude.
I don't think anybody knows what it is. I think it's just a word they say.
Someone said it for the first time.
I don't know. That's true.
Who was that?
If I'm gonna be honest, I don't even know if skibbity means anything. I think it's just a word that's just a word.
There's a product in Walmart right now. It's a toy. You can go over there to the Walmart toy section, and I think it's been in every Walmart that I've seen, and I think it's in some Targets as well. It's called Skibbity Toilet.
Well, that's where it came from. It's an animated series on YouTube.
Oh,
that's huge. It's called Skibbity Toilet, and that's where the word skibbity came from.
Okay.
It's an animated series on YouTube that's insanely huge.
Okay.
And then that has evolved into people using the word skibbity.
Gotcha.
I've never watched it, but that's what it's from.
Gotcha. Okay. Fair enough. That makes more sense. I think we just went through some insane stream lag. We dropped a bunch of frames real fast. And it's all network frames. It seems to have slowed down now, but we might be having some internet issues. Hopefully everything is good. Random dude says the best video game movie is Sonic 3, and even then it's reviewed with 7 out of 10, so even at best it's just average. I saw one of those toys and some kid's mom buying 5 of them. It's hilarious.
Insane.
Yeah, so I don't know. The culture stuff, the stuff that's super culturally relevant is oftentimes the shit that I'm really not paying attention to. I just don't care. I don't have any bone in my body that cares about culturally relevant things. I don't know why. Is that am I a problem?
No. It's just you don't I know a lot of this dumb shit because I live with my nephews who are children.
Kids. Yeah, they're kids. That makes sense.
I walk out and they got this shit on a TV or on an iPad or something, and I'm like, what's going on? The hell is a skibbity?
It's bad.
Dude, my one nephew used to run around calling everything Ohio.
Right. What does
everything
that
was
mean?
Ohio. And I was like, what do you mean, Ohio? Like, what? So that's Ohio. Like, okay, sure.
I want to know where that came from. How'd that happen?
Again, originated from a meme where it would be like something bad happened. Like, it'd be like, say like it's like your front porch with
Yeah.
no, like where your stairs would go down. Like your stairs would be gone. They'd be like, someone stole my stairs, can't have shit in Ohio.
Okay.
That became the meme, was like, can't have shit in Ohio. So it'd just be like a random something where something's missing. It's like, oh, this happened, can't have shit in Ohio. So then
It just
Ohio
got
got
chopped down.
associated with something being like bad, to where then now it's just like anything that sucks or is bad, you call it Ohio.
I have family in Ohio, and it's kind of a nice area. Like the where they live is like, I wouldn't say nice area. It's a pretty like an inexpensive place,
Yeah.
but it's pretty. Like everything looks, or the surroundings, the trees, everything looks pretty. I really haven't seen much that isn't pretty dumpstery in Ohio. I'll be honest with you. Like it's not. It's. I don't know. I didn't really get to see a lot of it, so I'm not going to talk too much shit about Ohio. But like, it feels a little bit like maybe the kids are onto something here.
Steven lives with iPad kids, confirmed. It's kind of, they're like half iPad kids.
Yeah, the Xbox
They're
kids.
definitely brain rotted.
Yeah,
1000%.
you should pay.
Oh my god, is that a thing? You just didn't know?
Wait, feel like didn't we talk about this? So
Probably.
Stacy, okay, first of all, Stacy is sensationalizing this a little bit, all right? Okay, I knew that COVID was a thing, but I have this predisposed mind that doesn't trust anything that anyone tells me, especially the news. I'm really skeptical about news. Like, I just really don't. Someone says something, I'm like, yeah, but really? You know? So,
right.
it was one of those things where, like, I don't like to freak out until something is real. And so I didn't think COVID was an actual thing for the first... When did I think it was a thing? There was a day where I was like, I gotta go to work. And Stacy was like, no. She's like, you can't go to work. And I was like, why? And she's like, COVID. And I was like, nah.
It ain't real.
Nah. Turns out, fast forward 2 fucking years, I was fucking right, and I could have went to work. All right, so let's just put all the cards on the table here. I was right. That being said, I did the same thing when everyone was buying up toilet paper, and I was like, I'm not gonna freak out. We got 6 rolls of toilet paper. We're good for a few days, and then we didn't have toilet paper for like a couple weeks.
Also,
I had to order it on eBay. I paid $28 for toilet paper.
Fuck that. Every time a crisis happens, people buy all the toilet paper. Like, what, you think you're just gonna be shitting yourself forever? Like, what? Fuck you.
All right, we just
exactly. And that's why we're sponsored by Roto Wipe.
That's why we're
the next crisis, save yourself some money. Buy a Roto Wipe today. You're not gonna miss out on the toilet paper nonsense. Okay.
She said we were under quarantine, and you said, "What do you mean?" And you had no idea what was happening. That's not true. I knew that it was a thing. I just didn't know how severe everyone was taking it.
What do you mean we can't leave the house?
What do you mean? Okay, first of all, that shit pissed me off really badly.
That is some bullshit.
I was really pissed off. Like, Stacy, we had conversations in the car when I was like we were gonna go get some food or something like that, and I was like, she's like, I think we have to be like in our house by like 8 or something, like when the sun goes down. I was like, they're putting a curfew on adults. Like, you guys can fuck all the way off, because that's not, you're not gonna tell me where to go or where to be. I don't care. I was like that. But anyway, yeah,
trigger super spreader confirmed. No, I'm just kidding.
To be fair though, I don't think we ever got COVID, did we? Maybe we did. No. Maybe we did, but we didn't test. We could have gotten it.
Might have been 3 times. I think I had COVID 3 times.
Yeah.
And none of it was my fault.
Right.
it all came to me from family. Like I had family where I lived that they worked in Amazon, so they had to be there anyways. And one person in Amazon gets it, the whole factory gets it, and
Right.
then they're at home with me, and then I get it.
Right. I just remember, I don't know. I don't stay, man. I don't feel like we never tested it. So I feel like we could have gotten it. There was a point there where we were sick for a while. Stace, you remember that? Like 2 years ago, we were here already, and I think we got it when we got here, because we were sick for a pretty long time after we got here. Like it was a chest thing, it was a congestion thing. We just never tested. We're like, it's whatever. We're not like sick enough where we can't breathe. We have to go to the hospital. So, yeah.
No, the weirdest shit was the first strain. The first COVID strain, dude.
Yeah.
I lost all sense of smell and taste. That was crazy.
Dude, that was insane.
That was fucked. That was the worst that it was though. Like I never got like crazy sick. It was all mostly like, I guess similar to like how you feel if you had like the flu, or like like a really bad cold or whatever.
Yeah.
But I was never like deathly sick. It was just very much like bad cold symptoms, and then the first time I had no smell and taste for a while. And then coming back, getting your taste and smell back was weird. That's a weird experience.
Did it happen overnight, or was it like gradual?
It's like gradual. Like some things you'd be able to like taste it or smell it. I don't know. It's all combined. Sometimes you'd be like, "Oh, that smells good." And you're like, "Wait, I can smell that." Like that's wait a minute.
That's wild.
Because you go from not being able to smell anything, and then you're like, "Oh, what are you cooking? It smells good." And it's like, "Oh shit, wait, I can smell that. That's cool."
Just noticed.
Yeah, like hold on.
That's terrible.
It's
a weird experience.
You ever see the Dewey Cox story?
No, I don't know.
You've never seen the Dewey Cox story? It's like, oh my god, what's his name? The dude from Step Brothers, not Will Ferrell.
Yeah.
I can't name his name. It's him, and it's like the Elvis story.
Oh,
but
yeah. I didn't see the movie, but I know what it is. Yeah.
You need to watch it. It's fucking hilarious.
All right.
But throughout the movie, he can't smell. He has no sense of smell. He lost it. Later on in the movie, he gets it back.
Okay.
He gets excited about it. He's like hugging his wife. He's like, "Oh, your hair smells good." And he's like, "I can smell your hair." And then there's like dog shit in the grass, and he smells. He's like, "It smells like shit. It smells like shit." Hilarious, dude.
That guy's funny. I like Cal Norton Jr.
Yes, thank you. Yes.
Well, that's his
name.
Talladega.
That's his name in Talladega Nights.
That's his Talladega name.
At first, I was like, "Yeah, dude, that's him."
Yeah, that guy. Yeah, exactly.
It is. It is him.
Bates says, "Remember when people were eating extremely spicy things while they had COVID because they thought their lack of taste would save them, completely forgetting that spice and flavor are different?"
Yeah, people are dumb, dude.
It's called Walk Hard. It's called Walk Hard, isn't it? I think so.
Yeah, I think it's Walk Hard, the Dewey Cox story.
The Dewey Cox story, yeah. John C. Reilly, that's his name.
John C. Reilly, thank you, Stacey.
AKA Cal.
AKA Cal. I just know him as Cal.
Talladega Nights and Step Brothers are just peak Will Ferrell comedy, dude. Like just peak. Yeah. It's better than, I don't care who you are. If you say Elf is better than Talladega Nights, you can fuck off, dude. That's not true.
That is.
Elf is great though. Elf is great. Talladega is better.
Elf is a classic, classic family Christmas movie, but like, yeah, Talladega Nights, comedy gold right there.
It's just peak. It's peak. Anyway, I don't know how we got sidetracked with COVID, but here we are.
Yeah, I don't know, dude.
Yeah, exactly. Bates.
We made it there. Bring it all the way back.
Bring it all the way back. I don't know where back is. We were talking about the Minecraft movie.
Minecraft movie, it's just that's how bad it was. That Minecraft movie sucks so bad that it was like, let's revisit COVID.
That's how bad it was. Damn. We got sidetracked like a mother. Anyways, they're about to make a fuckload of money. Warner Brothers.
They're making money off.
$150 million to make and $565 million in gross. It's going to be over $1 billion. They're going to make over. Yeah, they'll make almost $1 billion.
Their plan worked, doing one-liner trends to like set shit off, where like everything that's happening, somebody says something, Flint and Steel, and it worked because now it's the trend, that the reason people are seeing the movie
Is there
Crazy.
anything in those one-liners that means like bad? Like, can
No,
we?
I think it's literally just Minecraft things,
Okay.
like Minecraft items, like redstone, and like he's just calling out what shit is. Like this is a
Really?
Minecraft thing.
I
Yes.
don't get. I'm gonna have to watch it and see.
The chicken jockey thing is I've seen the clips of it. I guess he's fighting a chicken or something, and he's like, "Oh, I have to fight a chicken," and then a little baby zombie lands on top of it. And Jack Black's like, "Chicken
Chicken.
jockey,"
Yeah.
and then that's that part.
Right.
I
I was
don't know
just
what happens
thinking.
right after that, but I've seen that.
I was just thinking like if there was a meme or like a thing they said that could be used as like something negative, then would it replace Ohio?
Oh, I
You know what I'm
see what you're
saying?
saying. No, I think chicken jockey might be the only thing. Like you might be able to call somebody a chicken jockey. It's like an offensive slur or something. Like, fuck you, you chicken jockey.
It's like a slur for small people, I think. It's like
Maybe.
it's like a it's messed up, man. Heightist. Is that what it's called? Heightist? Ableist? I don't even know, man.
Something, yeah.
I feel like we're bordering on the politics and social issues thing right now, and I don't really. We're gonna fuck all the way off that topic. Let's talk about Marathon for a second.
Yeah, dude.
So, is anyone in chat a shooter game fan? I want to know if there's anybody that's like invested in shooter games, like shooter games. I know there's a lot of like racing game people here, but I feel like
Yeah, mostly racers.
shooter games are like it's like a foundational experience for me. For me in my life in video games, shooting games was always, it was like early on it was Zelda, then sports games. I played a lot of sports games, played a lot of NBA, and then GTA for a while, and then shooter games for like a fucking decade. And then I got into like I played a little bit of racing games as well, but then it was mostly racing games later on in my life.
I was mostly like growing up. I played PlayStation 2, a ton of PlayStation 2, bro. Like I played all the like Spyro and like Ratchet and Clank and like all those type of games.
Mm-hmm.
And then when I got an Xbox 360, it was just Halo.
Right, of course.
That was it, dude. I just went straight into shooters and never looked back, dude.
Yeah,
Just Halo 3 all day, every day. Like,
yeah. So anyway, I mean, for the people who don't know about Marathon itself, Marathon's a new game made by Bungie. And if you guys don't know, Bungie doesn't just make new games. Okay, this is not Call of Duty. This is not Activision. This is not EA making The Sims every year or making, Madden 25, Madden 26, Madden 20. That's not what happens. Bungie takes a long time to make a game usually.
mm-hmm.
And their track record has been fucking fire. You've got the Halo series and you've got Destiny. And Destiny, I say what you want about Destiny now, but they created this decade-long game that has been amazing. Really, really good. Story-wise, PvE-wise, probably the best. I would say at least my favorite, or in most people's top 10 or top 5 of best PvE experiences ever.
Yeah, it's up there for sure.
Halo probably would be in people's top 5 of best PvP experiences ever. So they've got the PvP and then the PvE. They're coming out with a new game called Marathon. If you guys didn't know about it, Marathon is an extraction shooter. And I think when we all think about extraction shooters, we think Tarkov, right? That's like the go-to.
Yeah, Tarkov's like the king of extraction shooters. The only one that's like really held up.
Right. And it's absolutely cutthroat.
Yeah, brutal.
Tarkov
brutal
is
game.
brutal, man. I played it for a little while with you guys, and it felt to me a little bit too slow gameplay wise for me to really be hooked by it. And I can see why people are hooked, because it was filled with these moments where you're just like insane, intense moments where you have something that you don't want to lose, and if you die, you're going to lose it. But you're being chased or you're being shot at from someone where have no idea where they are. you know they're somewhere in that direction, but you can't see them. And it's like these moments of intensity, and I think that's sort of the adrenaline rush, or sort of the thing that keeps players playing, obviously. Anyway, Marathon is going to be an extraction shooter. You either loot up and get out and you get all your stuff, or you just die and you get nothing.
You lose everything you brought in.
And you lose everything you brought in. So anyways,
yeah,
that's Marathon in a nutshell, but it's going to be filled with a bunch of Halo and Destiny style shooting mechanics, I think.
Mm-hmm.
And they just revealed a bunch of gameplay. So this is kind of a plug, but also just kind of information. They just revealed a bunch of gameplay, and the fucking internet is on fire about it. People do not have any faith in this game.
Yeah.
Why is that?
Pretty frustrating. I think they put the term live service. People see that, they go, fuck you.
Yeah.
The Destiny community is huge, and they all are hating on Bungie because they're like, feel betrayed. I guess a lot of Destiny players have been upset about Bungie for the past while. Feel like they haven't been treated very fairly. Also, Bungie did a lot of stuff where they removed a lot of content from Destiny 2 that players paid for, that they were now no longer able to replay or revisit. They sunsetted a lot of old weapons and stuff that you had to earn in game through PvP, like whether they were raid weapons or just during a certain time period that you had to go through. They straight up said, okay, due to we have so many weapons in the game, we're getting rid of all these old ones. So people were upset about that. Like, okay, that's content I paid for that I can't use anymore.
Right.
And then they just recently said, okay, we're no longer going to be sunsetting stuff anymore. Just like not that long ago, they're like, okay, we get everybody's mad. So we're not giving you guys anything else back, but
we won't sunset.
We're not going to do it anymore.
Yeah.
So people have, in general, the huge player base have been pissed off at Bungie. So now when they're releasing this, where it's this only PvP mode, whereas Bungie fans is majority there for the PvE.
Yep.
There's a big audience who only strictly, mostly plays the PvP part of Destiny.
Right.
But the majority of them are there for the PvE.
Exactly.
They see this big game that Bungie's been working on, where they're like, maybe this is why we've been so neglected over here, because they've been doing this project, and they see it and they're like, what the hell is this?
Right.
Like, this is like, screw you guys.
Yeah.
I feel like that's another big part of it. So
yeah, I definitely think there's a little bit of like jealousy or something. There's some sort of jealousy coming from the Destiny community. Like, you guys spent all this money and time and effort on this thing that we don't give a fuck about, and you didn't do anything with Destiny. Like, they're mad about that, Yeah. I don't know. I think I've got a video coming out tomorrow on my second channel, runners.hq. If you guys want to check out Runners HQ, that'd be really great. If you haven't already subscribed, you can do that, and you can be up to date on anything Marathon. But basically, I've got a video coming out tomorrow that's going to explain a couple of things, my take on why I think the internet is upset, and what Bungie can do to sort of relieve people of that frustration, Bottom line is, Bungie is making a game that possibly could be for nobody. So they're taking, here's the biggest issue I think with a AAA studio doing an extraction shooter game, and it's the reason why we have not seen one yet. AAA studios need to make money. They have to. They have a huge budget to develop a game. They have to be able to make money in order to pay back that budget and have profit. So they need to sell their game to a very wide variety of people in order to make money. Extraction shooters by nature are not going to garner a large audience because they're so cutthroat. They're extremely difficult to play, and you lose way more than you win. And a general player is not really down with that, dude. Like, most people don't really want to do that because it's not fun for them. So Bungie knows this problem exists, and they have to make a game that's going to be that's going to be able to be played by a wide variety of audiences, which means they have to make it more casual. It cannot be a cutthroat, crazy, hardcore extraction shooter. They can't. It's just literally not possible for them to do that because it would just be a big waste of money. So because of that, the game is going to be easier. It's not going to be as cutthroat as Tarkov. It's not going to be as confusing as Tarkov. It's not going to be as difficult to just get in and have fun as Tarkov. So they're not making a game for extraction shooter fans. Like, they're not.
Right.
They're making a game that they hope a casual audience will go in and like. That's what they're making. They're hoping that they can create extraction shooter fans out of casual shooter game fans. And it seems at first that those casual fans are not real happy either.
Right. I'm somebody like me who plays a lot of, like, I played a ton of COD, a lot of other shooter games. I played a bunch of Tarkov when it came out. I'm a little skeptical now recently because these last few days and then earlier today I was just streaming it. I've been playing, as you know, with Simji, we've been playing Delta Force.
Yeah.
And they have an extraction mode as well. And it's kind of similar to Marathon where they have like characters with like abilities type deal or whatever.
Yeah.
It doesn't seem like it plays that big of a role in the game. It's just kind of like there. And it is way more casual than what Tarkov is.
Okay.
And I noticed that while I'm playing that I'm not having the same fun that I do when I play Tarkov. Like in this game, I'm full sprinting out in the open. I'm running around. The AI are just doing whatever they're doing. I can just turn and kill all the AI. Like the fear factor is just not there.
Right.
When I'm playing this game. And this game has like a map that I can look at. I can look at the map. I can see everything. Oh, these are my points of interest.
Right.
There's a boss over here. Like everything's shown and given to me. I go to loot an item. I hover over the item and tells me how much an item costs. I'm like, oh, okay, I'm not going to grab that. That only costs this. Or it's like, oh, this item costs more than, you know, these items in my backpack. I'm just going to trade these out type deal.
Right.
And it, while I'm playing it, I don't have that big, like, look over my shoulder experience. Like, everything's out to get me. I'm not scared. Like, I'm terrified to do anything. So it makes me a little nervous after playing this for a couple days for Marathon because I want Marathon to be like a fun, exciting game, you know?
Right. What is this a PC only game, Delta Force? Is it Steam only?
I think so.
So just so you know, their 24-hour peak on Steam charts is 95,000 players.
Right.
I think in the last day.
I think most of them play. There's 3 modes. They have a campaign mode. They have a mode that's like a Battlefield style, like a huge like 20 versus 20 or something along. I don't know the exact numbers. Like big mode like that. And then they have the extraction mode.
Okay.
I don't think anybody plays the extraction mode. I was in like 30-minute queues earlier trying to get into games.
That's insane.
Like I streamed for 4 hours, maybe played like 5 or 6 like raids. Like
that's crazy.
Yeah, it was tough.
So the all-time peak, 131,000 players, 95,000 24-hour peak. That's pretty good. The all-time peak is pretty close to their 24-hour peak, and it looks like their graph is very steady. It goes up and down based on most likely monthly something or daily resets, or looks like the time, like the timeline goes like spikes like this every day. Anyways, it looks pretty steady throughout its history. So people are playing this game. The question is, what you're saying, they're not playing the extraction mode. The question is, does Bungie actually need to drop in a PvE mode to Marathon?
Maybe. I feel like if they were to do that, I feel like this game shouldn't have been a Marathon game. I'll just go because that's a whole nother set of audience that's pissed off at the game.
Yeah, that's another.
This is not a Marathon game.
Right.
You stole the IP name. You're
yep.
using the IP. This is nothing like a traditional Marathon game. Marathon's a story game where you're going through getting lore drops. You made a PvP game, which I understand too. So maybe they should have not made this a Marathon game.
Fair enough.
And they should have, if they were going to use the marathon game, maybe they should have done like an actual huge, like good PvE story game.
Yeah.
Because I don't know about adding. I mean, like I said, I don't know. Delta Force is doing it, but then again, then you have this whole section of, a whole mode of the game where nobody's playing it. So,
Right.
I don't know, man.
It's a tough situation to be in, and it's a problem that Bungie decided they wanted to tackle. And some executive somewhere signed off on them spending a whole bunch of money to try to do it. Because they've spent the last, I would say, really solid development time, probably 3 years, but they've been kicking the idea around and messing with it for 6 at least.
Yeah.
So they've spent some money on this, and some executives thought it was a good idea. Bungie is owned by Sony. Am I saying that right? I don't remember.
I think so, yeah.
So in order to actually go forward with this, they got approval from Sony. They convinced a lot of people in the gaming industry that what they had was going to be able to solve that problem, which is that extraction shooters are ruthless. Casual players don't like ruthless. How do we get a casual player to like a ruthless game?
Yeah.
The nice thing about it is there's not really competition. This game's going to be available on PlayStation, Xbox, and PC. Completely cross-platform, completely cross-save. You can play it wherever you want. And I think if it does well at some point, they're probably going to bring it to Switch 2 or something like that. The thing is,
yeah, maybe.
I think they have a little bit of an uphill battle, and I'm interested to see what they decide to do about it, because Bungie is very good at PvE. Like, Destiny is insanely good, and I think they could drop in some sort of PvE. I don't want to say mode, because I don't want it to be a different thing. They could drop in PvE elements that allow players to have a PvE experience inside of a PvE situation. Does that make sense?
It's the PvE, yeah, but having the PvP be present, I think, kills all the PvE experience that you're going to have. Because while you're trying to do your PvE experience, somebody else is going to come up and just kill you.
I would be curious to see how well Gambit was received in Destiny.
Right. Well, that's separate though, because you have PvP moments. It's PvE, and then once you do enough of your PvE activity, one person at a time can go over, to your side and try to kill you over there. Whereas this is just an open lobby. There's how many, like 18 players in it that are all, you're going at each other. So as soon as you hear gunshots, it's up to you, like, okay, hey, let's go fight those guys. Those are players shooting, obviously. Let's go get them.
Yeah.
So it's going to be hard to get a game that's PvPvE and maintain, like, have an actual PvE experience.
Right.
PvE is kind of like a hurdle. Like, it's part of the PvP is doing the PvE stuff.
Yeah. So Benji brings up a good point, but it costs to get in this game. Why pay to get into a casual extraction when Delta Force is free and Delta has more game modes to choose from?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a great question. That's a question that Bungie needs to figure out an answer to, because I think it's a question that a lot of players are wondering. I don't subscribe to the idea that games should be free to play. I think studios deserve to make money if they create this thing that everybody likes.
Yeah.
So I do think it's up to Bungie, though, to figure out a way to show players the value of the game and why they want to charge money for it. What's crazy about this is that the price point was leaked. It's not even official. Like, no one has said anything about the actual price of the game,
Mm-hmm.
It was just leaked. And that was maybe, I would say, it's really bad for Bungie.
Bungie said that it's not a full price game.
It's a premium game, not a full priced game. So it's going to be less than $70 or fucking $80 if they were Nintendo. I'm still salty. I don't know why.
because that's some bullshit, dude.
It is.
Like, that's
Anyway,
fun.
it's not a full price game, so we're thinking. So people are thinking 40, 30,
I think
something like that.
I think Concord might have been $40, so I think
was.
that's also where that's getting thrown around. They're like,
Yeah.
it's gonna be $40.
Yeah, it was. So I guess the thing is, if they decide to put a PvE experience inside this game, in order to get people to play the extraction part of this, which is where they put all their development time in, you would have to tie the two experiences together. So people would have to play the extraction mode to get loot to go play the PvE mode. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
If I was going to do it, that's how I would do it.
Yeah, like you'd have to earn your loadouts, and then you take your loadouts into the PvE.
Exactly.
I feel like it'd have to be the same though. Like I feel like if you die in PvE, you lose your loadout. Like, you know what I mean?
Extraction
like,
PvE, dude.
Like I feel like it kind of has to be the same.
Yeah.
It has to be just as cutthroat, or otherwise it doesn't make sense.
Yeah, you might be right.
People just go in and get like one loadout and just, this is what I'm using, and I'm only doing the PvE stuff.
Yeah.
It'd have to be the same.
I don't know. Anyway, the game comes out in September 23rd. If you guys want more information on Marathon, I do have a second channel. It's all me. I'm just making Marathon content because I'm interested in the game. I'm going to follow it. I'm going to play it. And you guys can see all of the news and information and guides and all that stuff there. So I'll be making content for that as well.
I hope we both get the
Alpha
access to the closed alpha.
It'd be nice.
Because I really want to get my hands on it, just to have like an actual full like experience with the game and know what we're getting into.
Exactly.
And obviously it's an alpha. Things change between alpha to beta
100%.
to full release. Yeah. But I'm really interested just in seeing like what this game actually is going to be like. Yeah. Like what the idea is, at least.
Yes.
Because off the gameplay and stuff that we saw, everything just seems so like everything's a freaking secret still.
Yeah, it is.
They gave us full gameplay. Like there's people that have uploaded like 20 minutes of raw gameplay, but it's still like everything's so secretive. Like, yes. Come on, man. Like, let me know what's happening.
True. So, anyways, that's that. Let's wrap it up. Let's run a tournament. You guys want to do a tournament on Motorfest? We're going to do a little mini tournament. There's not going to be any rewards. It's just going to be maybe some Discord roles, some cool roles that you guys can display in the Militia Gaming Discord. If you guys want to take part in that, we're going to be doing it next. So thank you guys for watching. Appreciate it.
For real.
That was a good one. I thought we had some good conversation today.
Yeah, I thought it was pretty good, man.
Yeah. And we stayed on topic. We didn't talk about food, so there we go. All right. See you guys. We'll be starting up the stream in just a moment, all right? So
thank you guys.
Stay tuned. I'm going to start it up right now. Bye, guys.
Bye.
Bye.